This is a patient with a moderate-sized nasal septal perforation that resulted from prolonged nasal cannula use. The procedure starts with a right-sided hemitransfixion incision. Even though the incision's on the right side, elevation is started on the left side. So we elevate the left-sided septal mucosa all the way to the anterior margin of the perforation and above the perforation. Here you can see the anterior margin highlighted. A 15 blade is used to incise the anterior margin, and dissection carries posteriorly and down inferiorly onto the nasal floor. It's important to really achieve a wide mucosal elevation. We want to get down to the floor of the nose and out laterally to the inferior meatus. The challenge is really bringing this elevation all the way anteriorly to the piriform aperture highlighted here. Once this wide elevation has been achieved, we can make a superior septal swell body incision to advance the superior septal swell body mucosa. This is similar to the superior limb of a nasoseptal flap. Here that incision has been made and the swell body mucosa can be advanced inferiorly. You can see how much advancement you get with this superior flap. And then we make an inferior nasal floor incision from behind the perforation and bring it anteriorly to the piriform aperture. Again, this mucosa has all been elevated, and once the incision is made, it can be advanced superiorly. You can see how much pull you get and how much advancement you get with the inferior flap, but you get quite a bit more with that superior septal swell body mucosa. These flaps can be advanced and sutured together with multiple interrupted sutures. This is what it looks like when you achieve complete closure on the left side. Then we turn our attention to the right side. We want to elevate the mucosa all the way back and down to the floor of the nose and out to the inferior meatus. Once we've done that, we can extend our hemitransfixion incision along the nasal floor to create an inferior bipedicle flap. This is what that looks like. Elevation carries posteriorly along that right-sided septal mucosa. Again, we want to elevate widely down to the floor of the nose and out laterally to the inferior meatus. Here you can see the elevation carrying out all the way to the inferior meatus. Once this wide elevation has been achieved, then I start by making a cautery incision using needle tip cautery all the way to the piriform aperture, and then I connect the hemitransfixion incision using scissors to that cautery incision. And this develops that inferior bipedicle flap that can be advanced to oppose the suture line on the left side. Here's some septal cartilage that's excised and crushed for later interposition grafting use. An SC1 needle can be used to fixate that inferior bipedicle flap on the right side so it very precisely opposes the suture line on the left side. The suture's passed into the septal space and then back out to the right nasal cavity. And it's sutured so it precisely opposes the suture line on the left side. During elevation, the caudal end was displaced, so a PDS suture is used to fixate it back to the nasal spine. And crushed cartilage is introduced as the interposition graft. It's important to remember to comprehensively treat the nose. So prior to ending the procedure, the inferior turbinates are addressed next. Here we address the right inferior turbinate, followed by the left inferior turbinate. This schematic highlights the final repair. We have complete closure of the perforation on the left side with 2 bipedicle flaps, an interposition graft, and then a right inferior bipedicle flap that opposes the graft and suture line. Silastic sheeting is left in place for anywhere from 12 to 30 days to prevent desiccation of the repair, and Telfa pads used to bolster the repair for 2 days. This is post-op day 12. The silastic sheeting is removed, and we see signs of early healing with mucosalization inferiorly. On the left side, we see the suture line still intact. And at 6 months post-op, we see complete closure of the repair with complete mucosalization bilaterally. Thank you for watching.